And by very fair, it's an epic difference. Epic difference.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thank you so much for logging on, tuning in, Googling, however you got here. We're grateful. Subscribe. Come back again. We've got authors, artists, musicians, filmmakers, actors, directors, you name it. We're hanging with them here. We are at Comic-Con Revolution in West Palm Beach, Florida, and we're hanging right now with Peter Shinkoda.
Hello.
How are you, Peter?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Now, come on, take one good look. Everybody out there, I want you, before you, don't even IMDb, I want you to guess. No, okay, fine. We got Falling Skies, Man in High Castle, Daredevil, and him and I were just talking about a whole bunch of other really cool stuff that he's been in. Dude, you are busy.
I'm busy.
Busy, that's
Thankful.
good.
Yeah.
You know, for any creative artist, when we're actually working, we're happy.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of ups, downs, and being destitute, broke, and everything is good right now.
That was just last week. And today is good.
It's volatile. It goes up and down like the weather. You know what I mean? But everything is good. Yeah.
Run Daredevil.
No, I didn't know because
yes.
it kind of got canned by Netflix,
Yeah.
right? So they're trying to find
New home.
a new home, perhaps at Hulu. I heard rumors. Maybe
they did all the Marvel shows, though, didn't they? Across
Sure,
the board,
yeah.
they were. I mean,
I was in that first pilot.
it was
Daredevil,
like, hey,
Marvel's
man,
Daredevil, yeah.
and they were all good.
They were all good. It's a shame, but understandably, it's got to be some kind of business decisions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bottom line kind of
It
decision
is where it
making.
is. That's right.
I try to stay away from that. It's exactly why I went into acting, so I wouldn't have to deal with any
That's
bureaucratic
right.
stuff.
Somebody else can set the trends.
Sure.
That's right. So, how long have you been acting, man? How long have you been working as an actor now?
I think my first professional job was back in like 90.
1990.
Yeah, I was in Canada.
He was 11.
Something like that. I was playing this
Okay.
high school student in a
Yeah.
movie called If Looks Could Kill. There was a lot of time in between that and when my career actually took off. I'd like to think that maybe the last 15 years have been really good
yeah.
for me. I've been,
Well, you've got great. I mean, here, of all places, you got great cred. Okay,
Yeah.
Man in High Castle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man, that's not coming out yet till I just wrapped on season 4, and they announced it's the final season. That drops on Amazon later this year.
Yep.
Well, like I said,
Yep.
Netflix has already aired, but they're going to find a new home. You can see my 2 seasons still streaming on Netflix for like forever.
Forever. That's
Yeah.
right. In infinitum.
Right, and
That's right.
I have a few things coming out later this year.
What do you got coming out?
You can look for me in the pilot of Blood and Treasure. It's CBS's most audacious, most expensive series this year. And
CBS's and that's saying a lot. CBS, they put some money out there.
They
do
probably have
stuff.
the most
Yeah.
dinero than any of the
Well,
broadcasters.
the
Big
old
Four.
broadcasters.
Yeah.
And they've been following the modern trends in modeling as well. So CBS is also, they have their own streaming service. They were one of the first
Yeah,
out there.
first ones. I don't know why everybody else didn't have an ABC.com or an NBC.com.
Well, and a lot of them did, but they were like free if you already had cable somewhere.
Sure, and I think they
Yeah.
all kind of coughed up some coin to make Hulu happen, you know?
Yeah.
So,
But CBS,
yeah, but
has been
CBS is
playing-
still, I think, at the top of the big 4 broadcasters,
and they know how to stay there. So that's awesome, and
Yeah.
that's coming up. Blood
well,
and
yeah,
Treasure.
it's called Blood and Treasure. I think it premieres on July
Now, is
17th
that
and
going
19th.
that
and-
going mainstream?
Yeah,
air?
mainstream. It's going
Okay.
to be a full season. It's a very Indiana Jones
Awesome.
type of a show. I appear in the first episode. It stars a gentleman, a very handsome guy named Matt Barr. Look him up. And he plays the Indiana Jones type, and he has similar, gear, and he goes through Europe.
What do you look for when you're looking at a show, or what do you look for in a character or whatever that you're really
A check that clears? No,
A check that clears. That's what I'm doing wrong.
Listen, I mean, until recently, jobs were never back to back, and I have to.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful and appreciative that maybe in the last year with the whole #MeToo, #Time's Up, #diversity movement, it really has
And God bless them in the regular mainstream for letting that happen. Over here,
Yeah.
over here in geek culture, we want to point out and look at Peter's credits back as far as Falling Skies and those things. Okay.
Yeah. Power Rangers.
The geek.
I'm in Mortal Kombat on the Machinima YouTube
Geek
channel.
culture has been doing this a long time.
Right.
But mainstream media culture is just now catching up, and God bless them for it, finally.
Yeah.
There's a lot more roles.
Yeah.
Because usually they'd call a guy like me, and they'd say, look, we need an Asian character. Can you do that?
Thank you very much.
Don't call me. Call Peter.
It happened a lot. I understand it. But I have to say the industry has been very fair to me the last year.
That's awesome.
And by very fair, it's an epic difference. Epic difference. I've been offered like 5 out of my last 7 jobs in the last year.
That's
from
fantastic.
the likes of, Man in the High Castle, Shane Black, who you can rent The Predator, just came out on DVD, Blu-ray, The Predator by Shane Black. I'm in that too.
Awesome.
That was an offer, and I just did a Magnum PI, and Man in the High Castle was an offer, Blood and Treasure was an offer. I mean, Midway was kind of an offer, but I had to get okayed through casting and rolling.
Yeah,
they
of
tested
course,
my Japanese because I play.
They tested your Japanese?
Well, I don't speak a lick of English in Midway. It's a massive naval battle in World War II.
True, yeah.
So I'm playing a Japanese commander on a a battleship.
Wow.
Well, an executive officer, and I don't speak a lick of English. So that was daunting. I had to get my Japanese perfect. Thank God I brought my mom to set to oversee my delivery. Oh, clearly.
Yes.
When on the second day of shooting, the producers came in and said, "Why did you invite your parents? We understand that you're born in Montreal and your parents still live here." I'm like, it's the strangest place to shoot, Midway, South Pacific
It is kind of
naval battle.
The same people who shoot movies, I think, actually are in charge of our armed forces. So the guys, Montreal for.
Yeah, we were shooting Midway. So my parents were there. They came to set, and they also shot half of the movie in Hawaii too. So for all the a lot of it takes place in the aftermath of Pearl Harbor, and of course they launched the fleet to intercept the Japanese at Midway. Right. And then
those 3 guys in their rowboat still got to go out.
Little Zodiac.
There wasn't a lot left, but hey, we're going.
And throw that torpedo. It was a great experience. I'm really crossing my fingers it turned out well.
Film sets are great places. They're great places to meet people and to practice your craft.
That's why I'm here.
Look at that, see?
Because of this, it allowed me full circle to come and revisit my youthful life where I used to go to conventions like this. I used to skip school when I knew a celebrity was coming to town to launch a VHS,
VHS, yes, there it goes.
Yeah, so they'd come
to
some VHS distribution warehouse and they'd be signing, and I would go to those. I would skip school.
And now you're back.
Yeah, so I will always.
What has been the most surreal thing between those days and now being on the other side of the table? I mean,
I'll never get over it because my anthology work. The 2 biggest things would be at this point Daredevil, which is Marvel Stan Lee thing.
Yeah.
And then there's of course Falling Skies, which was helmed by was created by Steven Spielberg. Now growing up, those were my idols. There was nobody else. There was other, maybe smaller, storytellers in comics. I liked Woody Allen stuff too, but I wasn't dreaming all night about running around,
just
having
being a guy
being in New York and drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't dream that. I appreciate his movies. However, that said, I did dream about
Spielberg and Aliens.
E.T. Yeah, all that stuff. Indiana Jones, which I read for when I was a child. I read for Short Round when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's always existed inside me. So getting to this point where I, in the aftermath of having worked for those guys, and actually can factually call them my bosses.
Yeah.
Their names are up there. It's, and people, reference their names. They come to me, I can't believe you're in this show. I love Spielberg, or Stan Lee. And then, I got to take a breath, and take a step back and realize exactly where I'm at. And
you were the fan on this side of the table when you were younger. Now you're on that side of the table. Now we all know we make Comic-Con rounds. This is a crazy place.
And the beauty of it is because we're surrounded by all this paraphernalia, the whole this product and the amazing creatives that are
the
that are on the
artists that
floor.
are out here on the floor.
Yourself.
Are fantastic.
This is
Thank
a big
you.
media.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's a convention, and literally sitting at a table, and I got pictures of my work, and I have fans over there, and we're talking about my bosses. That's when it really clicks, and there's nothing better. There's no more suitable intersection for me in my mind. I've seen fans. I used to be a fan. We're talking about my bosses. I used to be there, and literally, it means so much for me to connect.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest when I'm saying that. Not a lot of times studios will emphasize me or my character for whatever reasons. So I have to come out here and connect a lot on my own. And you know what? I don't mind it because I was that guy, and I know how crucial and how developmental it is.
And you're doing scenes, though. You're doing scenes in these properties, right? That are more and more. In fact, Oxford University just introduced a course a few years back about film and television as literature. Those are the guys that make up what education is.
Right.
They finally called film and television and acting, and this is part of literature now.
Absolutely.
So when you're doing a scene with some of these, actors that are, headlining roles for these guys, right? People know your character now. People are paying attention. This is very story-driven, and it's an ensemble work.
Right.
There's no lead actor. There's not one camera and a guy sitting here doing this.
Right.
You're working just as hard as everybody else, and people here can recognize that when they walk
Certainly
up
does.
and see you.
This a lot of the people that gravitate towards the conventions are very familiar with my work. As an Asian actor, I'm not going to be in a lot of period, sword and sandal pieces. I'm not going to be in Troy fighting with. If they do a Genghis Khan, maybe I'll be in there. There's a limited amount, but I'm not going to be in a sense, some Merchant Ivory production, The Room with a View or Sense and Sensibility. I'm not going to be in there. So clearly, I got to be in contemporary set stories or futuristic stories, and that where a lot of comic books and sci-fi lives is in that setting or in that time frame. So often I'll be in sci-fi, cyberpunk stuff or anything that has to do with now or the future or any technological stuff. And then of course there's the comic book realm. And to finish my thoughts before I was completely obsessed with that stuff, like most kids are. Most healthy kids are obsessed with these things, these toys and comic books. I just thought beyond that, long play. Can I do this for a living? And I find myself here, and people don't know it, but there's a lot of times when I'm tearing up. I can't just turn around, see, everything's okay behind my. But really, I'm getting emotional because I cannot believe that people would have that kind of appreciation and fandom for me because I'm just another guy lucky enough to have a job. You know what I mean? And it's mind-boggling. It's still I still never get used to it.
Well, we're grateful for it. And we're grateful that you're here. She's got
thanks.
that card. That's the card that she promised all of our people that she would shut us up when we were having fun.
Understandable.
Right about the time we were having fun, they made a promise to shut us up. We want to thank our partners and our friends at Some Unique Magazine, Famous Faces and Funny, Space Coast Comics, J. Bauer Art, Celestial Healing, Krypton Radio, CBS Radios, Radio.com, and the Cogler Emporium. For this is all designed by a local steampunk designer right here.
Whoa,
thank you guys so much for that. We're going to wrap it up. We've been hanging with Peter Shinkoda, an actor from titles like Daredevil, Falling Skies, Man in High Castle. You've got all kinds of stuff coming up this year. Guys, IMDb Peter, look for all the things that are coming up. He's working hard for you, so check him out. Subscribe here, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Peter, thank you so much.
Garrett,
oh my Lord.
it's a pleasure.